सहना भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा शांति शांति शांति
Hi everyone. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
Thanks for coming on this call. I'm just going to give a quick recap on what's happened so far, and then what we're going to cover off today, and then I think we can just get stuck into the detail. If that's okay with everyone?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so just recapping from Wednesday's meeting, and then the content team had a separate meeting on Sunday yesterday. So at Wednesday's meeting, where we were up to is we're happy with the template, bar some kind of very minor things. We've made a start on the content schedule, as in we've got an idea of what's going to go out on the 1st of March issue. We've agreed that for efficiency, we're going to create some delivery teams. And then some people from the content team met yesterday, and we've plotted some further newsletter themes. So we'll go through some of that today. And we've also shortlisted some newsletter names, so it'll be good for you guys to look at that as well. And I'll share what kind of groups we're in. And then Vivekananda is also going to give a demo on Google Drive as well. Is that okay?
Perfect. Thank you.
Great. Okay, so if I start with the content schedule, so I'm just going to share my screen if that's possible. Right. Okay. So on Wednesday's meeting, so this is the content schedule for anyone who hasn't seen it. And the idea is that it's to kind of give us an idea of what is coming up that we can talk about. And it kind of starts to focus the storytelling in the newsletter, but it's not ever fixed. And there's some things, as we discovered last week, that we won't be able to do until very short notice. So last week we agreed that our key thing was going to be about Sadhguru being in London. So then in our kind of welcome message, so let me show you this first. So this is the template. So you've got an idea of what it looks like and what each section looks like. And then each of the boxes is representing what goes in each of these sections. So hopefully I haven't gone through that too quickly. But if you want a copy of this, then just let me know and I'll forward it on to you. So what we said we'd start with is a news, an introduction to the newsletter, where we'd be talking about that it's produced by volunteers, what's to be expected from this newsletter, that it's kind of gonna be weekly, but we just need to be mindful that in March we've agreed we'll do two newsletters just to get this process rolling, and hopefully it means that by did you see that message? Vivican, and would you mind just getting in touch with Manisha to help her get onto this call?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Thank you. Hang on a second. Yeah, so we said 2 issues in March, and then try and go weekly if we can from April onwards. Then our feature article is going to be about Mahashivratri, and then any news. So here are the titles here. Any news are going to be kind of related to the theme, but kind of promoting all the various programs that are running. And then each like donation or story here, so this will be a donation, kind of relates to the theme that we've chosen. So given that we're talking about Mahashivratri, it makes sense that we put that here. But as you'll see, they change as we go along. So that's, hopefully that all made sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So we're not going to have a newsletter on the 8th of March. So we're just going to go for the 15th of March there. And this one, again, because Sadhguru's here, we want more promotion. But the welcome side of the message is going to focus on Mahashivratri and what's happening in Europe. The feature will be Sadhguru's coming to the UK, so we're just switching it around, and that there's still time to register. And then again, whatever partial bits of news come through in terms of inner engineering, hatha yoga, free offerings, etc., can be picked up here. And then this was the suggestion. I can't even say that. Hopefully somebody else knows what that means. But that's where the donation would go. Yeah. Then the next issue is going to be the 5th of April, where it's still about Sadhguru, but we're going to focus on youth and truth leadership. So one of the ladies from the content team knows that Sadhguru is speaking at a university, so that's a really lovely thing that we can talk about. And then also we found an article about top tips on leadership, and then we can promote inner engineering, how it helps leadership and how stress doesn't have to be part of your life, etc., etc. Can be how we phase that article. And then the donation is about the London Centre. So what we said last week is one of the things about news is that it's not something that happens. It's not something we can plan in advance so much. We know it kind of week by week, which is why some of these cells look empty at this stage. Moving on to the next week, on the 12th of April, we'll focus on inner engineering. We can talk about the benefits. Sadhguru is carrying it out. So again, we're just walking it through. And then we've related it to the schooling here, the donations. And then by the 19th, it's Earth Day. So we're just moving Sadhguru kind of further down the line where it comes into the news. But we can talk about an article. Usually there's really good content that comes out about Earth Day, and Rally for Rivers as well, and how we can talk about how that applies to Europe and link off articles there, and promote the Green Hands project. And then the last one is this is the last one in April, a weekend with Sadhguru, because I think he will have done the program, so we'll have some highlights that we can show. Have an article maybe about meditation, and then again we've put a London Centre for donations. How does everyone feel about that?
Seems like a good start.
there's still quite a lot we can add in the meantime, isn't there? So
Definitely.
we'll be quite prepared by that time. Yeah.
Yana, Siddharth, do you have any comments or thoughts?
I think it sounds pretty good. The only thing is that I would say that we have to look at how much we can fit in on a newsletter. Maybe that's one thing we have to think about, and also that content may change quickly. So if we have a certain flexibility, then it would be nice. But in terms of what's been put on the spreadsheet, it looks fine. It seems like we have a lot of things to talk about, but also it's about getting news from Europe, better than recycling old content. So maybe as we progress and get more experience, we could try to incorporate more things of our own in the newsletter.
Absolutely. I think that makes perfect sense. And so just going back to this template here, the other challenge that we have is that we haven't got anywhere to host kind of full-blown articles, which is why we're kind of reliant on using what we have for the moment. So as you can see, there's not lots and lots of words to begin with. Hopefully I'm not going too fast. Yeah. Does that, if we're okay with that, and again, the process is the process, I'll talk about that actually now. If I move on to how are we going to do this, or how do I suggest that we do this? We talked about delivery teams and that we want to have these. So I kind of, how I've described it to others is, if you're working in a company, you'll have a department for marketing and a department for sales and a department for customer services, which are great because within those areas you have expertise. But to get something done, you kind of need everyone to work collaboratively and using each set of kind of skills. So when I was talking to Senthil, we were talking about, it's like a sprint team or a delivery team basically, that we're going to rotate on. At this moment I've put 3 weeks, but we may need to change that as well. So I took the liberty to put people into groups basically, and I was hoping that you wouldn't, well, we can agree that this is okay and that you're happy to work in the teams that I've put together. So on Wednesday's meeting last week, we said that we would have 1 tech person, 2 content people, and then 1 person for kind of testing, proofing, and sending it to Natalie for approval. So for team 1, I've put Lakshmi, Joel, Vivekanand, and Christina together, with the deadline of a completed newsletter to allow us time for things that might not go to plan or unexpected things, and to test the process really, to be in our very first group, our test group, to deliver the first newsletter. And then in delivery team 2, we've got Manisha, Siddharth. Clearly this is the first time you're seeing this, so again, please shout up if this doesn't feel right. Shakti and David for proofing, testing, and approval from Natalie. So this will be the deadline would be the 10th of March. And then a delivery team for the 5th of April newsletter would be Christina for content, Shushila for on content, Victor for tech, and Senthil for proofing, testing, and approval. How does everyone feel about that?
I'm okay being tech team. I'm fine with that. So how about Lakshmi and Joel?
I'm good too. Thank you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Christina has not joined us today, but I hope she'll be okay with that too. So
She
she
is.
was she was
We spoke to her yesterday, so she was fine
okay.
with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think
Okay.
I'm fine. I'm definitely fine with this. The only thing I'd say is that if we have, for example, the tech person wasn't able to fit it into the template, the content template for some reason, we should just be like ready that there may be some like feedback saying that we'll have to shorten this text a little, or this image may not fit. Because, for example, if you put an image into Mailchimp, it will sort of put it as it is. So, for example, if the text and the image next to it, if the image is 500 by 500 pixels, then it may look too big compared to the text. It may not look as you want it, because it all depends on how big the image was in the first place. So if that comes up during the testing, that this image is too big, or sometimes it may be too small, then there may be a little bit of back and forth. And just to be prepared for that, it's good to have the content done as soon as possible. So that's the only thing.
Yeah, I support what you're saying there. There's a couple of things, isn't there? We need to kind of, I guess, agree today how quickly, given that it's a chain of events, how quickly people get their part of the equation done.
Misha, sorry, I've logged in as Isha e-media. I'm so sorry. I just realized I was panicking because I couldn't figure out how to come to this. I didn't have Hangout on my phone. So sorry, apologies for that, and apologies for joining in late. My only issue with the deadline for 10th of March is that I'm starting my travels from the 21st for Netherlands, and then soon after I come back, I'm traveling to India with just a day's gap in between. So I'm in a state of panic, really thinking, how do I go about putting things? If you don't mind, and if Siddharth is happy to take on the lead this time, and I'll assist in whatever way I can this week. But I do feel like I'm quite limited in that, what I'll be able to do after the 21st of February. So just to bear that in mind.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch your name.
Namaskaram, Vivekananda. It's Manisha here. I'm really
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
I should have logged in as I've got two accounts because I look after the emails for e-media. And when I was coming in, I thought, oh yes, this is the call I need to take. So it didn't
Yeah.
quite occur to me that it was not that. I should have taken my name instead.
No worries, because I was trying. Misha said you were trying to join in, and she wanted me to help you out, so I was trying to.
Yeah, and
So yeah, okay, yeah. So you are here finally. Okay.
Finally, yes. It wasn't very
Okay.
hard. It was just that I couldn't figure out what I had to do.
Manisha, is it? Are you
Yes.
talking about delivery team too? So on the 10th of March, you want me to take a lead on both content and content news?
Yes.
I could do that, but it'd be good to find somebody, because it's nice to have more experience. Like if it was just me doing it, it only one
No,
person.
I'm happy to help, Siddharth. It's just that because I'll be in Bhavaspandana.
No, I understand. It's if we could find another person to replace you rather than me, then
Yeah,
the other person could get experience doing the content part, which would be good. So
that would be fine. That would be fine. If Sushila wants to swap, and then I don't know, for on this occasion, and then maybe we work around it after I come
So
back.
Sheila has been trying to get in, but she has tried using Firefox, and but she says I responded back and saying try with Google Chrome, but she's unable to find Google Chrome or so anyway, she hasn't joined us yet. So
Okay. I'm here for this week. This week it looks fine. I'm happy to do whatever I can. So looking at the template that Misha's put up with all the headings and the, bits that need to be written up, I'm happy to contribute to that this week as much as I can. Obviously, I'll need some guidance from Lakshmi because she's already started. So I did, mention it to her that, it good if you kind of showed me how it fits in with the template and how much writing we're doing for each section. Then accordingly, I'll kind of replicate that for the next newsletter. But I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish it all, and so before I take up the responsibility, I just want everyone to be aware of my limitations in terms of the time.
I think that's fair enough. We'll support where we can, and we'll find out from Shushila if she doesn't mind swapping with you as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, okay. David, are you okay with proofing, testing, and approval from Natalie?
Yes, if you could just refresh me about what testing encompasses.
So the testing, all it means is checking links basically and making sure that they work.
Oh, okay.
And then if it's stylistically, so Siddharth mentioned earlier, like an image might be out of sync and not really working. So if it doesn't line up, then to go back to the tech team and say that doesn't look right, basically. But nothing more than that.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Great.
Yeah, so Sheila is here finally. So...
Finally. Sorry. I never use Google Chrome.
Well, welcome, Shushila.
I was rushing
I'm
through
just
my
going through the delivery teams that we talked about yesterday as well. So I'm going to come back because there's something for you that we wanted to discuss, but I'm going to just carry on.
Yeah, somebody was mentioning you, so I then said she is yet to join, and I wonder who it was. Was it Manisha? Yeah.
Sorry, yes, I'm talking with my microphone off. Hi, Sushila, it's Manisha here.
So
not so techy like me. Learning.
Yeah, okay. It is learning. Yes.
Okay, so going back to delivery. So Christina was happy to be on there. So Sheila, Manisha's asked if you can swap from week 3, team 3 to team 2.
Well, I don't mind as long as I know what I'm supposed to do. The contents.
So Sheila, I'm happy to work with you for this week, and if as much as I can, I'll contribute. But obviously, because I leave on the 21st for Netherlands, and then soon after I'm leaving for India, so my concern was that I may not be able to finish everything that, or I might be, I don't know. But if I am unable to, then
you mean for the week 3?
No, this is week 2 because we only do 2 newsletters in March.
Yeah.
As far as we discussed.
Yeah, the second edition, I mean. Yeah.
So the first one, Lakshmi, is more or less done it. I'm happy to work on the second one this week as much as I can. And whatever I can't, would you be happy to take over?
Well,
and finish off, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll try my best.
Even I'm in the same boat as you because I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm waiting for Lakshmi to, have that template filled up, and then that will be like our basis for moving forward, really.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody here really knows what they are supposed to do anyway. So.
That was only me.
Oh, you make me laugh.
That's the beauty. I mean, I have watched so many videos from Sadhguru where he says, I have so many millions of volunteers. None of them is really qualified to do the job they are volunteering to do, but
Somehow
they're
we do it.
enthusiastic, and they are willing to give everything they can, and that's how it goes. So yeah, welcome to the
Nicely put. Victor, are you okay for doing the template development in this situation, or putting the template together for week 3?
Yeah, I'm good with that. By that time, enough people have done it to give me advice, so I'll be happy to.
Exactly what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that what we'll have is a trial run in week 1 where we'll kind of probably make some mistakes and allow for that to happen, and then we give the advice to delivery team 2, and then pass it on. Exactly that.
Exactly. No pressure, baby.
And then I spoke to Senthil last night, and he's happy with proofing, testing, and approval as well. So that's okay. So it sounds like it's we're happy with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the other thing that was on the agenda was the newsletter name. So it was brilliant. Thank you everyone who just kind of joined in, you know, and threw some ideas. I loved Weapons of Mass Transformation. It really made me laugh. That was really good. So we went through them yesterday on the content call, and this was the short list. So I just want to see if anyone wants to add to this, or if we're happy. Sorry, I'm clearly not doing a good job here of two split pages. No. Not too far.
Yeah, you take
Hopefully you can see those. There we go.
You take the cursor down. Yeah. Yeah, we can see Be, Breathe, Blossom, and each line is a separate title.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything before Be, Breathe, Blossom?
No, there isn't.
No.
Are we happy for these as the pot to go to Natalie?
Is there Weapons of Mass Transformation? Could it be on?
we can try it.
Go for it.
If weapons feels too offensive, maybe tools for mass transformation. But anyway, yeah.
Then that takes away the punch.
Yes.
Yeah, it does take away the punch. Yes.
I think we'll have a higher click rate if we have that.
Yes, it could be true.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
It's good. It's a good one. It did make me laugh. Okay, so then I think that's it from me, unless anyone wants me to clarify anything, because a lot of this is in my head, and I realized that sometimes the things can get lost in translation. So if there's anything that you're not sure about, I can't say I know all the answers, because I really don't. But if I can clarify anything, then please do ask.
No.
No.
I think we discussed most of the stuff yesterday. So
yeah, this
from my side, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so far what I've seen, I have we have more or less agreed on the Teams, the schedule that uh, a swap also happened here live. So may not be a complete swap. Maybe it's all
Overlapping
collaborative
swap.
effort. So it's a collaborative effort. So there's nothing that I mean. It's not like. Um, I didn't do 2 hours of work, so I don't get paid. No, nothing like that. So it's all a voluntary
Okay.
effort. We do
Happy
as much as we can.
volunteers.
Yeah. So
Okay, good stuff. Thank you. So Vivekanand, I'm going to hand it over to you now for your demo that you wanted to share with everyone.
yeah. The demo is mainly about how to collaborate using Google Docs. So let me, I'll make a very short presentation and then a demo, because in this presentation, can everybody see my
Yep. How to
screen?
collaborate using Google Docs. Okay.
So how to collaborate using Google Docs. And before I start, I need to answer the question, why Google Doc? And somebody was saying only most of the time only Indians will ask why. But anyway. Why? Number one is it's easy to use. If you have used any other Word, Microsoft Word, Microsoft what was the other one? The old one, that was old version of Microsoft Word also. Any of those packages, maybe Word Perfect, any of the word processing packages, if you have used them in the past, Google Doc is easy to use. So we should use it. The major advantage is automatic version control, which means you put in your work, you spend your precious time, put your love and devotion, all of that into creating a piece of work. You don't want it get lost with the version problem. So Google Doc takes care of that beautifully without each of us having to break our heads about that. And everyone always is the keyword there, always gets the latest version. You reach for the Google Doc that's there on the Google Drive, you will always get the latest version. So there won't be any conversation or emails flying between saying that, oh, I did this in this version that I did at 2 o'clock on Saturday morning, 2 o'clock in the on Friday afternoon, and but you seem to have used the Thursday one. No, none of that will happen, because you will always get the latest version. And it automatically tracks who changed what when. So that, I mean, if due to some reason somebody who doesn't know how to use it, maybe, or due to some problem with the computer, whatever, if something happens, we can always track back and see what happened when, and recover from that. There won't be any complete disaster. Accessibility is device independent. You can use it on a phone, you can use it on an iPad, you can use it on Android devices, you can use it on Windows. So as long as you are able to, first of all, get to it, once you are in, you can use it effectively. But you need to follow a few guidelines. There are 2 or 3 never do this kind of things. Never download the actual doc to your device to work on it. If you do that, you lose all the advantages that I mentioned just now. So please don't do that. Don't download it. And never upload your version. If you do that, you're going to destroy someone else's hard work. So please don't do that. And always work on original on the web. For some people, I mean, it may feel a bit non-intuitive. Why should we work on the original? We don't want to disturb anyone else's work. We want to make sure that our work is no, none of that is should be your concern really. So always work on the original on the web. So how, let me tell you how. You need to log into your Google account. That is the Gmail account that you, I think most of you have given Gmail addresses now. I've put them in and I have invited only those Gmail addresses. So log into your Google account and take the browser to this URL, https drive.google.com/drive/u, and go to the shared with me folder there. So here's a quick rundown. You click on this 9 dots thing here when you go to I'm using Google Chrome. If you see that, you click on that, then you will see the menu which drops down like this. Then you click on this drive, and then you click on this here, shared with me. When you click on that, you should see something like this. Now you need to find and click on the EU newsletter there, highlighted. And it should also show Natali Jabal. Her name should appear there, because if it is not her name, then it is probably a different one. It's not the one we are supposed to use. So you should see that. If you see that, then you double click on this, then you go into this screen which looks like this. Now you are in the Isha EU newsletter shared folder. So proper usage is never download the actual doc to your device to work on it. You have to work on the original one, and never upload your version. If you do that, you are going to overwrite what someone else has done, and won't be good. So so always work on the original. So that's my short presentation. And maybe we can do a short demo now, if everyone is happy. Misha?
Yeah, let's crack on.
Sure.
So any quick feedback from everybody who has joined here? Anything I missed or anything?
Just a quick question. How do you delete things from their shared drive? Because yesterday I was fiddling around with Google Drive, and I was looking to see how I upload and save documents, and I can see that I posted something there. And I deleted it, but it doesn't look like it's gone from the shared drive. It's still there.
um, I can delete that. The only reason why I didn't delete that was yes, it to me it proves that you are able to use Google Drive. Only thing you need to do is don't create a separate file. You need to open the file that is has been created by somebody and enter your text and so on there into that document.
Okay, so am I okay to edit I think you've created a template there, and am I okay to just use that for issue number 1?
Yeah, I think let me quickly go to Google Drive. Well, what I showed you so far was screen captures. So
Okay, yep, understood.
So I'm going there and yeah. E-newsletter.
I wonder, Vivekanand, if you share your screen.
Yeah, I'm doing that. So this is the file. Everybody can see my screen?
Yep.
Lakshmi, you mean this file?
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, I can delete that and
yeah, I did the same thing, but it still showed up. So I don't have the rights to delete it. It
yeah,
just okay.
Maybe. I think that is actually decided by Natali. So
Okay.
she has probably given me more rights than others.
It's okay. I'm happy for you to have those rights. With rights come responsibilities.
Yes.
Vivekanand, are you able to just share how you set up a new Google Docs, just so that people know that as well?
Set up a new. No, a new one. Lakshmi has already showed. I don't think we need to know how to create a new one. You just hit this new button and create it. It gets created in this folder here, as shown by this these two things under this folder. So if I hit new here and create one, it gets created in this folder. So okay, so the other demo I wanted to show was this is the document where, see, you can see Misha has already logged in. You can see her picture there.
Mm-hmm.
And the beauty of this tool is we all can see, or anyone else who has logged in can see what she is doing at the moment. For example, not to spy on her or anything like that, but see, I mean, when we collaborate with one another, we need to see what it's like. You're carrying some heavy load and you need to see what everyone else is doing so that you don't hurt anyone or things like that. So I think she was saying, Misha, I think you would be doing the minutes. So if you start keying in something there, I can see it. We all can see it, and this is me typing.
Sorry, I was on mute there. So I've gone on to, I'm on page, what page am I on? I think it's 15. So I've just started to write in there now. I can't remember. Right, hang on a second. I'm not going to do the minutes in front of you because that would be really painful.
The idea here is to show that when multiple people are collaborating at the same time, what happens? So, there she is. You can see her name there.
Yeah.
In pink.
I'm really sorry, Jan. I keep spelling your name wrong.
Yeah. So we can see what she is doing. So if I type here, for example, you won't see my name there. And look here, Lakshmi also has joined. So you can see the image there. So if multiple people join at the same time, it keeps track of who has done what, and there is an easy way to undo the mistakes that someone else has done, if you can see what I mean. So I can undo the mistake that she is doing. I can correct that. We can also actually do a chat here. If I click on this, it shows a chat. We can chat here. This would be it's like I'm doing some changes. I need to speak to somebody, maybe Lakshmi. Right now what's happening is we are all on this call, so you probably will not realize the importance of what I'm just trying to tell you. But if we were not on the call, but I see your image there, I want to talk to you, then this is where we can communicate. So Lakshmi, if you can go to the chat and type something there.
I'm trying to, but it doesn't let me, the chat window. I don't know if it's anything to do with my laptop, but I can't seem to access it.
Should be. Are you able to see the image like this?
Yep.
When you click on it, what happens? Right now for me, the chat is already active here. So if I click on it, it hides it. So it should be, for you, it should be show, for example, show.
Oh, okay. I think I know what it is because I'm looking at your screen. It's right. No, it's not that.
And another point, you see the color around your image there, it is green. And see here, Lakshmi, you are probably at the very beginning of the document.
Yep, I am.
So yeah, if you type in something there, we can all see what you are doing there.
What I'm doing is trying to figure my way around it. So hold on.
You are using a computer, laptop, phone?
Laptop.
Okay. Windows?
Yes, Windows 10.
Okay.
Okay, let me start here. I cannot see the chat window.
Mm-hmm.
So are we looking at newsletter template solutions or content?
Looking at the newsletter content.
Okay, so I'm here now. I can... On that page, it doesn't allow me to edit.
Oh, okay.
But if I go to the other document, I'm able to edit there. Newsletter template solutions. I can edit that one.
Can you share your screen with us?
Okay.
If you take your mouse where you see me talking, waving hands. On the left hand side, you should see the blue box, which is for chat. Below that, it says screen share. You click on that, you should be able to screen share. Yeah. Yeah, click on one of those.
So here I'm able to edit here.
Mm-hmm.
But if I go into this one, it doesn't allow me to do that. So does that mean you have a number of certain number limit to the number of people who can edit at a time?
No. Okay. It actually probably means you don't have the right to edit this document. Let me check.
Okay.
Lakshmi can edit. Yeah, it says you should be able to edit. Okay, you have gone into version history. You see there, without me telling you, I was going to go to that and show you later, but you have done that already. See, as you can see there, it says February 11th, 8 o'clock. Current version is this, edited by Misha and myself. All that it is showing. So if there is a disaster happens by whatever, then we can click on one of those and go back to a slightly earlier version.
Okay.
So now, why does it not let you? Newsletter content. Okay, if this is it's not allowing you to edit this one, you're saying it's allowing you to edit the other one. Let's try that. Mhm. Yeah, there you can see my thumbnail over there.
Yeah.
Next to that, there is a box, person with the box at the top, like the next icon to my thumbnail. No, not that. Not my thumbnail.
Mhm.
The one, yeah, that one. Oh, yeah, it is showing you the um,
Yeah.
chat there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's where we can chat. See, we can see on the screen, we can see both your comment and my comment. The idea is, if we are not on the call,
Yeah.
and we still want to do some work together, for example, this, what I'm showing you now, can be very useful for you and Soshila when you are trying to merge your work, or you show her, I have done this part,
Yeah.
and
Excellent.
this bit needs some work. You can tell her that by chatting here.
Absolutely.
So Vivekanand, will you be creating the template for the first edition of the newsletter for us to add the content to, or is that someone else?
Yeah, I think, Misha, the template is already there, isn't it? Or the template that you were showing?
No, it's not there because if you remember we asked Victor to create a form, but then on yesterday's content meeting we agreed that Google Docs is the better thing to use,
Yeah.
basically. So I think it'd be advisable to put a template together.
Okay.
With
I
all
can
the
do that.
relevant
Yes.
headings.
But didn't we have a template yesterday? Because I remember seeing a template, unless I just imagined
No,
that.
so yeah, so the template that you are referring to is,
Yeah.
we're using the word template to describe lots of
Many
different
things.
things.
Yeah.
So the template that I showed yesterday was what an email structure looks like. So that's a guide. So use that as a guide. But then, so one of the reasons why I asked Vivekanand to show you how to create a new document was because actually then you can see that those headings that we have from
Yeah.
in the content schedule just
Yeah.
go into a Google Doc, and we just literally use that as a template. I mean, do you see what I mean? So if we have
Yeah.
welcome message there, then in the Google Doc that's created, we put welcome message, and then you type away.
Okay. Got it.
I mean, we can create something if it helps.
Yeah, I'm happy to do one. I mean, if that's okay with everyone, I can just start with. I mean, I just need to follow this format, right? So I just
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's not yeah, so it's a combination, isn't it? There's this content schedule, there's the draft email
Mm-hmm.
that we can use to pull it together, and then I mean I'm happy to look at it as well if there's anything.
I can start working on it because I've got some of these things already typed up. So it's a question of putting it together. So once I've done that, then I can leave it with you, and we can all put our heads together to see how it can go work better.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Anybody, any questions? Soshila, are you happy with what
Well, we'll see as it progresses. I'm all right for now.
Okay. You can reach out to me if you need any help. Only caveat would be I may not respond immediately, but I will respond.
No problem.
Yeah. Because I work strange hours, and sometimes, I mean, many days you would think it's a weekend. For me, weekend is the busiest time. So I have to run. I run my own business as well as do a part-time job. So
Wow.
there are two things happening, and because of that, my times are usually unpredictable. Is the best term that you can use. So in the same vein, I wonder if anybody had trouble or trouble sleeping, because I was putting things on the WhatsApp messages and so on. If anybody had any trouble, let me know, because I did say you need to use the do not disturb settings on the phone to keep your phone silent when you are sleeping.
Yeah, I was wondering what was all that about.
Uh-huh.
Why you have to give the warning?
Because that's typically what happens is when WhatsApp messages appear, phone would beep and ding and all that.
My
If your
phone is
phone,
downstairs. It doesn't disturb me.
then it's fine. That was my concern. If anybody has to have their phone next to them for whatever reason, for example, I have to have my phone next
I
to me
understand.
because it's also my morning alarm clock. So but I make it so that when I am sleeping, I turn on this. It turns on automatically. Actually, when I am supposed to be sleeping, the phone goes into silent mode, and when I am supposed to be awake, phone comes back to normal mode. So that it happens automatically. The trouble is if you mute the phone on your own, then you'll forget to unmute it when and somebody calls you, and they won't they won't get your response because your phone is on mute, and you won't hear the phone at all. So that has to be automatic. So that was what I was saying. So anyway, so if no one has any concerns of that kind, I think.
No. But if you've is that topic, Vivekanand, when you wrap, is that topic wrapped up, or is there anything else on this topic we need to discuss? Yana speaking. Or Manisha, I don't know who's coordinating the meeting.
No, this is it. There's nothing else. Sorry, I
Yeah,
should have said if it
Can
wasn't relevant.
Can I just quickly? I apologize.
My apologies.
Yeah, I apologize. I was in and out of the call because I had a few other things. But I quickly overheard the discussions on the content. I just wanted to understand who is on the content team and who is coordinating the content team.
So on the content team, there is Lakshmi, Joel. Hang on a second, I need to just
The three
pull it
groups.
up. Manisha, Christina, Shushila, and then so that's one team. And then from a testing point of view, David is doing it. Christina was happy to do it as well, and Senthil is doing it. And in terms of coordination, right now it's me.
Okay. I just wanted to give a heads up that what I understood is there will be input from different sides, right? From Hata and from center and from PCO will be inputting. So I just wanted to give heads up that Siddharth will be the channel to input the information or the news from the center. If possible, like he has quite a lot of things on his plate, so if possible, like he can support, you know, more as a channel of information, rather than you know, coordination of the content or providing the content for whole Europe. That would be really helpful. Is just to manage the activities around. So I don't know if that was clearly understood. So it's just that I wanted to clarify that.
Okay, yes, so that's a really good point to raise, because one of the things that I did was on delivery team 2. If I can, would it be who's sharing their screen at the moment? Is anyone sharing it? Can I share mine?
Share yours, please. I've come off. Thank you.
Okay, one moment. So if I just show you this. So I had put Siddharth here. So are you suggesting that it's not right for him to take this role?
Yeah, so the idea was, so initially, at least how we were discussing, is that each of the stakeholders will input with the content, right? Because otherwise, how will the team know what is the content? So Siddharth was meant actually as a channel, you know, to support from the center side. Like Vikram will do the Hatha, Siddharth will do the center, and Kumar will do the free offerings, like this, rather than him being on like content in sense of, I don't mind if you need some support and guidance, because he's doing already this, of course, you know, he'll be there. But if you can relieve him a little bit from you know, the burden of creating the news, because his plate is quite full at this moment.
Yeah, okay. So it would be, I wonder if there's somebody else who can volunteer. So I'll put out a note later on today. The reason why I did that, just so you know, is that when we first put this list together, I saw this basically. So that's why I guess I just made an assumption, and why I wanted to check it today. But
Okay.
yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. Let's see who else.
Maybe I misunderstood, Misha, or is it like Christina and Joel? Is everyone? Because that's how my understanding was. Everyone on the team will be kind of inputting from one channel, but now it looks like it turned a little bit different. Of course, in practice, it doesn't work always like the initial idea was. So if that is the case, then yeah, it would be good maybe if we need someone else to add someone else. That can stay there. I'm not saying, but more as a support than actually, you know, gathering information and putting everything together.
Yeah, I understand. I think yeah, so everyone's involved. If I go back to the delivery teams, you'll see that all the people who are down for content are doing content.
Okay.
Let's have a look.
It's also because there might be extended length of time when Siddharth won't be available at all. So it's, you know, it's better to have him as a support.
Yeah, and I wonder, maybe we need to kind of get some more people involved, perhaps, as well.
Yeah, we can use the newsletter for that. We can announce that, you know, in the first issue, even we can announce that it's, you know, we are looking for those who can support the newsletter, and we can just say in which areas. That's how, when we started, we actually did that, you know, like we called for people to support with various activities, and people did come forward for that.
Okay, I think let's do that again then, and that way we've got a few more people we can add to the team.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Okay, no problem.
Misha, there was one name, Moshika, which was haven't heard anything at all from that person.
Okay,
in that table that you showed, Moshika is down for design proofing team, but no other details, no emails, no haven't heard anything at all, so I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. Let's we can address that. I think that's it, unless there's anything from anyone else. Are we happy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Vivekanand, did you want to do the
Yeah, let me.
invocation?
Yeah.
Asato ma sadgamaya
Asato ma sadgamaya
tamaso ma jyotirgamaya
tamaso ma jyotirgamaya
mrityorma amrutangamaya
Mrityorma amritangamaya.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Apavitra Pavitrova Sarvavas.
Namaskaram. Thank you, everyone.
Namaskaram. Thank you. Thank you.
Namaskaram. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaskaram.